Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to see everyone here today, and it's amazing what a difference a year makes when we reflect on where we are today. Last year, we were focusing on issues such as proxy voting, modern slavery, Indigenous rights, with ongoing discussion regarding climate change and global warming. All important issues. However, today, the issues have morphed to transitioning out of COVID, watching the change of government here in Australia take shape, and seeing heightened geopolitical risk with the tragic war in Ukraine. And finally, witnessing a more uncertain economic outlook in the face of rising interest rates and supply chain issues. Overall, it all feels very different today as compared to last year. Today, I'd like to touch on climate briefly. It seems that we've finally arrived at a major turning point with regard to climate. After years of policy inaction, the feeling is that some of the urgent issues begging for attention will be finally addressed in Australia. It's an exciting time, and we're hoping future results will match the heightened expectations for action. I must say my personal observations of the election were of the two major parties dancing around the elephant in the room and not wanting to engage on this major issue of climate. The Liberals, because of their traditional stance regarding coal and fossil fuels and their desire to maintain consistency with their base. And a nervous Labor due to the residual hangover from the previously poorly executed carbon price and the feeling that the election was theirs to win if they were a small target. So it was left to the Teal candidates and the Greens to drive into the election with a very focused climate agenda that captured the mood and attention of the electorate. As we know, Labor has come to power, and now it seems it's game on, finally, with regard to repositioning Australia for a new energy future. Two key priorities have been flagged. Firstly, the need for a new transmission grid equipped for the accelerating growth in EV, wind, solar and storage that will take us forward from here. As reported by the ABC, the Australian Energy Market Operator's plan states that 12 billion of investment in new transmission lines should begin as urgently as possible to ensure electricity supply is secure in the coming decade. However, figures in the plan suggest it will take over 300 billion of investment to fully transform the electricity grid by 2050. Obviously, the need for reliable and affordable energy is paramount as we move towards zero emissions by 2050 in the face of coal-fired power stations closing faster than expected, which adds to the need to move quickly to modernise the electricity grid. This should create a huge opportunity set of sustainable infrastructure investment opportunities for super funds and other investors to consider, hopefully offering a good risk-return blend with strong green credentials. Secondly, an emissions trading scheme applying to industrial emitters such as smelters, miners and manufacturers, with a proposed kick-off from July next year. However, it appears the plan is for electricity generators and emissions from buildings, transport and agriculture will be excluded. I guess the devil will be in the detail. So some real change on the horizon, and it'll be fascinating to see how it all plays out. Finally, it's an exciting program today, and as always, a good chance to reflect on ESG issues away from the day-to-day. Please enjoy the conference, and I hope to see you next year in person.